All right, let's talk. Teachers aren't tired of data. They're tired of data that doesn't do anything. The problem isn't the number, it's the silence that follows it. So teachers know exactly what I mean. So you spend hours testing, logging, color coding, inputting scores into a dashboard, reading the scores in the dashboard. Go to the professional developments, and then what? Nothing changes. So you're left with a spreadsheet of numbers and zero direction for what to do next. And then you're expected to build small groups, differentiate instruction, track growth, keep the other kids in your class on task while you're in small group, and somehow make it all work. That's not sustainable. That's how burnout begins. Hey, I'm Tamia, the founder of the Savvy Educator, where I help school districts, coaches, and K-3 educators build small group systems that actually move students forward. So if you've ever felt like you worked harder than ever but not seeing the results reflected in your data, you're not alone. I've been there. I help support teachers who are there right now. I've looked at those same reports thinking, okay, but what does this really mean for tomorrow's lesson? Right? And that's exactly why I'm creating spaces like this video and our small group rescue webinar to help you turn data into direction, not decoration, and not add more to your plate because you got enough on your plate already. Okay? So stick around. So let's be honest. The problem isn't the data itself. It's that we've turned assessment into an event instead of a process. We've collected the number, we color coded the results, and then we move on, right? But the silence that follows that data, that's where progress lies. So you can't pour your energy into instruction that isn't aligned and then wonder why nothing's sticking. Because teaching without alignment is like running on a treadmill. You're moving, you're sweating, you're working hard, staying late, getting up early, doing all the things, right? But you're actually not going anywhere. You're going nowhere fast. So the shift happens when you stop treating assessment as extra work and start using it as your filter. Assessment isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about clearing the clutter off your plate. Okay? Because every 5 minutes you spend clarifying what a student actually needs will save you 5 weeks of reteaching what they didn't. So assessment is not your enemy. It is your compass. It points you towards the exact skill that needs your time and away from the stuff that doesn't. All right, let's make it real. Let's meet Maya. It's a shameless plug, okay? Go get Maya's Magic Methods off Amazon. It's a social emotional book catered to students to see their full humanity and give them strategies for when they're feeling big emotions. Okay, so let's do it. Maya, she's a first grade student. She's reading below grade level, okay? Her teacher kept giving her extra phonics drills because her data said she was below benchmark. But when we look deeper, Maya couldn't sound out words. You know what her real struggle was? Automaticity. She knew the skills, she just couldn't assess them fast enough to read fluently. So what did we do? Glad you asked. Instead of more phonics lessons, we shift her intervention to repeated readings and word mapping. And within 4 weeks, her fluency rate jumped by 25 words per minute. Why? Because her teacher stopped teaching from the color band and started teaching from the data story. Teachers are not the problem. Okay? You've been trained to collect data for compliance and not for clarity. So you're told to collect beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. What exactly are you supposed to do, right? So we were taught to look for benchmarks, not breakdowns, and to check boxes instead of checking for patterns. And that's why so many teachers feel exhausted, right? You're doing everything right, just in the wrong order. You're working hard, not wrong, but now it's time to work aligned. So here's a shift I want you to make before your next small group cycle. Number 1, stop waiting for benchmark windows. Your best data comes from what happens between those tests. So you want to look at micro assessments, 3 to 5 minutes, y'all, per student. They will tell you what's changing in real time. Number 2, you want to look for patterns, not perfection. You don't need to analyze 20 data points. You don't need to take it home every day either, okay? You just need to see one trend that says they're still struggling to blend sounds or they're not retaining high frequency words. All right, so number 3, you want to plan from evidence, not emotion. Don't reteach because you feel like they didn't get it. Check the data. Let it tell you where to focus your time because you don't have a lot of it. You can't keep pouring energy into instruction that's misaligned and expect results. That's not what great teaching looks like. That's what overworked teaching looks like. So the most effective teachers don't do more, they do what matters most. And that clarity only comes from assessments that actually talks back. So data should feel like a conversation, not a dead end. We're not just collecting these like Mario coins, okay? You're collecting it for a reason. So when you measure what matters, your instruction becomes laser focused and your students start showing growth fast. This is exactly what I'm walking you through in the Small Group Rescue webinar on October 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll break down how to turn your data into a filter so you can stop reteaching what's already been mastered and start rescuing the skills that are truly holding your students back. And a special treat, if you want more direct support, you want to join the VIP session that's going to start at 6 p.m. So we'll go hands-on with your data. You'll also get a special playbook. We'll also have Q&A so you can leave with an action plan that actually fits your students. Because data should work for you, not exhaust you. So we're going to stop collecting numbers. We're going to start creating clarity. So you want to click the link below to save your spot. And let's make sure no student stays stuck in the wrong color band again. And you not doing the SpongeBob meme with all the mops and the stuff everywhere because you're doing too much. Okay? And if this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel for more real talk about reading intervention, data-driven instruction, and building confident readers by grade 4. Because the goal isn't perfection, it's progress with purpose. So I'll see you inside the webinar.